Hello, 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 hello. So let me answer this question. If the awareness of emptiness and clarity is always there, how can I rest? Does this question make any sense for you? The rest is a very powerful word in Mahamudra tradition. Resting in awareness means Mahamudra or the Dzogchen, the Mahasangi. No? Resting in awareness or the pure awareness, however you call it. So the question here is, if the awareness of emptiness and clarity is always there, how to rest? Listen carefully. If the awareness of emptiness and clarity is always there, how can I rest? The question is very interesting here because he have this idea, if I am always aware, or the awareness of this emptiness, or the aware of this empty awareness, let's say, or the aware of the clarity, it's almost like he is thinking that, so there is subject and there is object. The subject is somebody is aware of that emptiness or that clarity, the clarity of awareness, the emptiness of awareness. So as he is believing, or he have an idea that I, Chogyal Rinpoche, is aware of this empty awareness, let's say, or I, Chogyal Rinpoche, is aware of this clarity of awareness. So it's more like very active, subject and object. In this case, how can I rest? Because it's a lot of work to be more aware of this awareness of emptiness, to be aware of this awareness of clarity. It's a lot of work. So how can I rest? But the answer, the truth is, the aware of this awareness of emptiness or aware of the awareness of clarity itself is what? Resting. It's not like now again, if you have a believing or if you have an idea, I am resting. That's wrong, There's no I, subjective I is resting. And there's not subjective I is aware of this awareness of emptiness. Or there's no subjective I is aware of awareness of clarity. It's not about really like this pain is aware of this awareness of emptiness or the awareness of clarity, or it's not like this pain is resting. And it's not like a resting is the resting on something. So here there is no subjective or there is no objective. It is, let's say, the awareness itself. The awareness itself is empty. Please understand this. Awareness itself is empty. The empty of what? Ego. So the awareness itself is clarity. It's just, what do you call that? The definition. It's like, for example, the sky or the space is emptiness, space is clear, or the clarity. You can't say clarity is not empty, or you can't say empty is not clarity. So in this case, if some of you know the Tibetan word, there is called sal and tong. The sal, which means clear. Tong means empty. So in Tibetan, the sal and tong, it has a little slightly interesting meaning. Sal means, it's talking about, it's clarity here, it means awareness. It's aware of everything. It includes itself. So the awareness is aware of itself. So that's why it called it clarity. But at the same time, there is no subjective and there is no objective. So there is no duality. If there is no duality, which you can say there is no ego. So the awareness is empty of ego. That's why we call it emptiness. So in this awareness, it's not that normally we say, I'm aware of you, I'm aware of my body, I'm aware of my feelings. So it's a slightly different. This awareness is what you call the source or the raw material of all those awareness, which means there is no duality, there's no subject and object, it's just aware of itself. Which we call the Buddha nature, or nature of mind, or Tathagata Garbha. So, what I'm trying to say, to answer your question, how can I rest? The awareness itself is always in resting. Why? Rest here means, in the Mahamudra, rest means duality is not resting. I, you, I as a subjective I looking at that objective I, subjective my mind looking at my objective feeling, thoughts, emotion. So that's not resting. That's a duality going on, and it never ends. So the awareness is in a non-duality and empty of ego, empty of duality, the empty of all these 5 skandhas, the formation, the collection of body, thoughts, ideas. And there's this clarity, so awareness is aware of itself. So now you can see this awareness, it's always resting, because resting means duality is not resting, but non-duality is always resting. So how can I rest? The answer is, you are resting by nature. You don't need to put effort to rest. I hope you understand this.